My dear one, perhaps you've carried a quiet ache, the kind that sits beneath the surface of your days. You've wondered if anyone has ever truly seen you, if the cries of your heart have echoed into silence. At times it feels as though your voice never found a listener, and your prayers dissolved into the air without answer. You have carried that weight for longer than you admit, and still you endure. Sometimes in the stillness of night, or in the hush before the morning light, a thought comes, uninvited. Is it too late for me? Has the season of my calling slipped past without me even realizing? That thought sits heavy on your chest, like a stone that refuses to move. But I need you to understand this deeply. Your being here, hearing these words at this very moment, is no accident. You did not stumble here by chance. It was not random, not coincidence, not some trivial occurrence. This is appointed. This is purposeful. This is a message sent for you specifically, to meet you precisely where you are right now. Whether you are listening in the quiet of dawn or at the end of a long day, resting under shadows and silence, this moment carries weight. Your presence here is meaningful. What I am about to share has been waiting, reserved until this exact moment in your life. Today is not just another day. It is not ordinary. It is set apart, a moment marked, a spiritual gateway. And if your spirit feels something stirring inside you as these words reach you, then you are included in what I am revealing. You are counted among the ones I summoned for this message. There is a truth you must hear. If you allow this moment to slip away as though it were nothing, something sacred inside you may not unfold the way it was meant to. The potential within you is not endless in its window. This opportunity is not forever. What I am opening before you now will not remain open endlessly. Even now, I sense you feel it, that stirring in your chest, that sudden knowing that comes unannounced, that wave of emotion that makes no sense to the mind but feels undeniable to the spirit. That is not chance. That is the assurance of my nearness. The waiting season of your life is drawing to a close. You have carried burdens. You have endured tests that would have crushed another. You have walked roads where every step forward felt heavy and hard-won, as though life asked twice the price from you, while others seemed to walk with ease. You have felt separated, even from those who should have understood you best. But listen closely. You were recognized and chosen long before you were ever born. Before your first breath, you were marked by me. Before your mother even knew you existed, before her heart quickened with awareness of your presence, I had already called you by name. Some of you listening have carried these questions for many decades, 7, 8, even 9 decades of wondering, did I miss it? Did I bypass the course laid out for me? You've watched those younger than you pursue dreams and rise, and you told yourself your chance has slipped away. You've paused in silence, reflecting on your life, whispering, did I waste the years you gave me? But what if I told you that every trial, every disappointment, every hardship, every quiet night of weeping unseen, what if all of it was never wasted? What if all of it was preparation, shaping you, readying you, not as punishment, not as accident, but as part of a design too vast for you to see while walking through it? The lines on your face? They carry the story of resilience. The scars in your heart? They are proof that you endured and survived what was meant to break you. The challenges that slowed your steps, they refined your strength. Each difficulty carried meaning. Each unanswered prayer formed depth. Each sorrow expanded your capacity for compassion. For so long, you believed your task was simply to survive, to manage, to make do, to endure silently while others lived. You convinced yourself that purpose was for someone else, someone younger, someone more talented, someone with fewer mistakes. But I did not choose you merely to endure. I did not form you only to survive. You were created to carry light into shadowed places. You were created to breathe courage into broken hearts. You were created to speak truth into silence, to be a living testimony that faith endures through the fiercest storms. Yes, my timing rarely matches your expectation. What you thought was delay was not neglect. What you felt was postponement, was part of design. You have believed you were too old, too weary, too damaged for use. But what if I tell you, I was waiting for the world to reach the point of need that only your story could answer? What if this generation requires the very wisdom, scars, and resilience that only you can bring? Do you see it? Somewhere right now, a younger soul is drowning in despair, believing they are worthless, believing they cannot endure. And they need to see you. They need to hear from someone who has walked through decades of storms and still stands. They don't need perfection. They need proof that faith holds, that promises stand true, that resilience is possible. Your life itself is the proof. Every need that was met when you thought there was no way. Every health challenge that did not defeat you but strengthened you. Every relationship tested but not destroyed. Every season when surrender tempted you but you found the strength to rise again. All of it was readiness. All of it was forming. Not because your journey was ending, but because your quiet season is ending. Not because your time expired, but because the season of hiding behind excuses, I am too old, I am too late, I am too damaged, is coming to an end. You did not miss your moment. You did not waste your calling. Your moment was preserved until now. Your season was reserved until this generation needed exactly what you carry. The world sees your age as limitation. I see it as preparation. The world sees wrinkles. I see wisdom. The world sees scars. I see survival. The world sees weariness. I see a warrior who has endured. For too long, the adversary has whispered lies to you. Lies that your season ended, lies that your story is over, lies that your voice carries no weight, lies that say your presence doesn't matter. And perhaps you believe them. Perhaps you carried those words like chains. But hear me now. Every one of those whispers is false. Every suggestion that you are too late, too old, too weak, none of it is true. You are not at the end. You are at the threshold. Your greatest years are not behind you. They are beginning now. Your life was never ordinary. Your scars are not signs of failure. They are signs of faith. Your survival was not meaningless. It was preparation. Your presence here is not by chance. It is destiny. This moment is not about striving. It is not about suddenly achieving. It is not about chasing recognition or stage or spotlight. It is about finally stepping into the fullness of who you already are, of who you've been shaped to be over all these years. You are not done. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are marked. And the time has come to rise into it.
You have walked through so many seasons that felt like endings. Times when you told yourself, this must be the conclusion. Surely this is where my story fades out. But if it were the end, you would not still be here. Every morning you wake is a sign. Your story is still unfolding. Every breath you take is evidence. There is more written for you. Every beat of your heart is a steady drum declaring you are not finished. My child, have you noticed how often your thoughts are weighed down by regret? How many nights you've lain awake, turning over choices you wish you hadn't made? You look back at what feels like wasted years, missed opportunities, doors you didn't walk through. You replay moments, whispering to yourself, if only I had, if only I hadn't. But I tell you, stop carrying the weight of yesterday's shadows. What you see as waste, I see as weaving. What you call lost time, I call preparation time. What you think of as failure, I see as refining. Do you not realize I was present in those very moments you now mourn? When you thought you had fallen too far, I was holding you steady. When you believed you had been overlooked, I was writing the hidden chapters. When you thought silence meant absence, I was preparing your voice for a season when it would matter most. Even the pain was not wasted. That season of grief that nearly crushed you, it expanded your heart so you could feel another sorrow and speak into it with compassion. That time of emptiness, when resources dried up, it showed you that provision comes not from the world, but from me. That betrayal that scarred your trust, it taught you how to love with purity, expecting nothing in return. Every wound has become a window for my light to shine through you. Do you see the pattern? The adversary thought he was weakening you, but I was strengthening you. He thought he was silencing you, but I was sharpening your voice. He thought he was writing your ending, but I was writing your beginning. This is why you're still here. This is why your journey continues. Because what the enemy meant for harm, I have turned for good. What life tried to use against you, I have transformed into weapons of hope and faith for those who will hear you now. You wonder, why has it been so long? Why so many delays? Understand this, my timing is not your timing. I did not withhold because you were unworthy. I preserved you because the world was not ready yet. The people who need your story, the generation that needs your wisdom, the lives that will be touched by your resilience, they were not prepared to hear you until now. That is why you felt set aside. That is why you felt delayed. It was not rejection. It was reservation. You were being held back not because you had nothing to offer, but because your offering was too precious to be wasted in the wrong season. And now, the moment has arrived. Can you feel it stirring? That restless awareness inside you? That inner warmth rising when you thought all had grown cold? That sense of movement in your spirit when everything outside looks still? That is me calling you forward. That is me whispering, your time is here. Your voice matters. Your story is needed. Do not be deceived by appearances. Do not look at your body and think it is too frail. Do not look at your years and think they are too many. Do not look at your past and think it disqualifies you. Those are lies meant to chain you.
When I look at you, I see strength refined, wisdom etched, endurance proven. I see someone who has walked through storms and still stands. Someone who has faced shadows and still carries light. Someone who has felt abandoned and yet did not abandon faith. Do you know what this means? It means your years are not a weight holding you down. They are wings lifting you higher. They are the very reason your presence will bring power. Imagine a younger soul looking at you. They are drowning in doubt, certain they cannot endure. What will they see? They will see you, still here, still believing, still standing. And they will think, if they can survive all that and remain faithful, maybe I can too. That is why you matter now, not for polished words, not for grand accomplishments, not for youthful energy, but for lived truth, for embodied testimony, for the visible proof that trust in me carries through every season of life. My child, this is the season where your hidden strength must become visible, the time when the quiet depth I have cultivated in you rises to the surface. This is not the conclusion. This is the unveiling. Think back to the times you nearly gave up, those nights when you told yourself it would be easier to stop fighting. Why did you stay? Why did you keep moving forward when giving up looked simpler? It was because something deep within you refused to die. That was me sustaining you. That was the light I placed inside you refusing to be extinguished. That light is still there, brighter than ever, stronger than before. It has been pressed, refined, hidden, and now it is ready to shine. But here is what you must understand. This stirring is not automatic. It requires a choice. You must stop agreeing with the lie that says, I am done. You must stop rehearsing the story that whispers, it's too late. You must stop repeating the belief that says, my chance has passed. Because the truth is this, your chance has not passed. Your season has not ended. Your purpose has not expired. Look at yourself the way I see you. The marks on your face, evidence of battles fought and won. The weariness in your bones, proof of journeys endured. The lines of time etched on your hands, they are not signs of weakness, they are signatures of faith. I need you to see that what you thought disqualified you has qualified you. What you saw as lack is your strength. What you saw as broken is your blessing. The world says youth equals power. I say perseverance equals power. The world says new equals valuable. I say proven equals priceless. The world says it is too late. I say you are right on time. Do not let the whispers of the enemy drown out my truth. He has spent years trying to convince you that you no longer matter. He has used the voices of others, even those closest to you, to plant doubt in your heart. He has tried to silence you with discouragement, to wear you down with disappointment, to bury you under regret. But the fact that you are still here is the proof that his plan has failed. You have endured too much to believe the lie now. You have survived too many storms to give up now. You have carried too many promises to let them die now. This is your appointed season. This is your sacred moment. So rise, my child. Step forward with confidence. Do not hide behind excuses any longer. Do not let fear disguise itself as humility. Do not call yourself small when I call you chosen. Your life is not winding down. Your story is not fading out. Your impact is not behind you. Your greatest days are beginning now. And as you step into them, others will notice. Those around you will ask, what has changed? They will see the light returning to your eyes, the fire rekindling in your spirit. They will sense the shift, and you will know it is me. This is what I have been preparing all along. This is why you endured what you did. This is why you were preserved, so that at this moment, in this generation, your life would stand as a testimony to my faithfulness. Do not shrink back. Do not apologize for being here. Do not hesitate as though you are unworthy. You are here because I chose you. You are alive because I sustained you. You are needed because I prepared you. And now, my beloved, the only question is this: will you believe it? Will you step into it? Will you silence the lies and listen to my truth? The choice rests with you, but everything in heaven is cheering for you to rise. Because this is not the end. This is the beginning.
You have believed for so long that your most important years were behind you. You have told yourself the story that you missed your chance, that your influence is gone, that your life is winding down quietly while others step forward into their moment. But I say to you now, with a voice stronger than every lie you have carried, you are not finished. The very fact that you are still here means your purpose is still alive. Every morning you wake is another declaration that I am not done. Every breath in your lungs is evidence that there is more to do. Every heartbeat is proof that there is meaning yet to unfold. I know the weight of the doubts you've carried. You've listened to the whispers, you're too late, you're too tired. No one sees you. No one needs you. Your years are only decline. But those words were never mine. They were planted by the adversary to keep you small, to keep you silent, to keep you out of the place I prepared for you. Think about it. Why would there be such a fierce effort to convince you of your irrelevance, if not for the fact that your presence carries great power? Why would the enemy spend so much energy trying to bury your voice, if not because he fears what will happen when you use it? The attacks on your confidence were not random. The betrayals you endured were not by accident. The loneliness you felt was not without reason. Every one of them was aimed at the same target: your spirit, your voice, your testimony. But here is the truth. Your voice has not been destroyed. It has been refined. Your testimony has not been erased. It has been strengthened. Your spirit has not been broken. It has been tempered like fire-forged steel. You think you are too weary, but I see endurance. You think your story is too scarred, but I see proof of resilience. You think your time has passed, but I see you arriving right on time. My child, do not measure yourself by the world's scales. They count youth, energy, outward beauty, possessions, recognition. But I count faith, perseverance, wisdom, and trust. And in these, you are overflowing. Understand this. I have been weaving your life into a story that will matter, not because it looks perfect, but because it shows what trust can do. The trials you thought disqualified you are the very things that make your story needed. Others may look at your hands and call them aged. I look at them and call them seasoned by years of service, by acts of love, by battles survived. Others may see lines on your face and call them weakness. I see them as a testimony etched in skin that declares, I endured. I kept the faith. You have not been diminished. You have been deepened. Think about what you carry now, after all these years. You know how to comfort those in sorrow, because you have known sorrow yourself. You know how to encourage the weary, because you have walked through weariness. You know how to trust when the way is dark, because you have traveled paths where the light seemed gone. This world does not need more polished performances. It does not need more empty words. It needs the depth you carry. It needs the stability you embody. It needs the hard-won faith that cannot be shaken because it has already been tested by fire. Do you see it now? You thought you were being set aside, but you were being set apart. You thought you were finished, but you were being preserved. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being prepared. And now the call is before you. Step into it. Open your mouth again. Speak the truth I have placed inside you. Walk with the assurance that you are still chosen. Stop rehearsing the lies of your past and start declaring the reality of your future. You are not what the enemy called you. You are not what your critics called you. You are even not what you sometimes called yourself. You are who I say you are. Marked, beloved, appointed, significant. Remember the inner chamber you closed long ago? The place where you hid your dreams, tucked away your hopes, sealed off the part of you that believed in something greater? You told yourself it was safer not to hope, safer not to try, safer not to believe. But that place is still alive inside you. The dreams are not gone. They are waiting. The hopes are not dead. They are dormant. The fire is not extinguished. It is hidden, waiting for breath. I never left that chamber. Even when you walked away from it, I remained. I waited for this season when I could call you back to it, when I could whisper, open it again, look again, believe again. This is that season. Now is that moment. Do not say, but I am too old. For age does not disqualify, it qualifies. Do not say, but I am too tired. For I am your strength in weakness. Do not say, but I have failed too much. For failure was only refining, never final. I tell you plainly, you are not nearing the end. You are standing at the threshold of the most significant season of your life. Not because you will do the most flashy things, not because the world will celebrate you, but because the impact you carry now will cut deeper, last longer, and matter more than all that came before. The quiet years were not wasted. They were seeds planted in the soil of your spirit. And now, those seeds are ready to break through, to grow, to bear fruit. But you must choose. Will you keep listening to the voice of defeat, or will you believe the voice of truth? Will you stay locked in regret, or will you rise into the freedom I offer? Will you allow the past to bind you, or will you step into the future prepared for you? The world says the story is over. I say it has just begun. Your years of endurance have created a foundation that cannot be shaken. Your scars have become signposts for others to follow. Your voice is about to rise again, stronger than before, carrying weight that only a life like yours can carry. This is the moment to reclaim what was lost, to silence the whispers of doubt, to walk into the season for which you were kept alive. So let the world see you shine. Let them hear the truth through your voice. Let them witness the power of a life shaped not by ease, but by perseverance. Because your time has not passed, it has arrived. And the story is far from over.
My beloved one, you've spent much of your life believing that endurance was all that was expected of you. You thought the measure of your days was simply survival. Get through, hold on, keep going. And yes, endurance was needed, but it was never the end. It was never the final definition of your life. I did not shape you only to weather storms. I shaped you to carry light through storms, to emerge with a flame that refuses to die, to prove that even in the fiercest darkness, hope still shines. You have mistaken the silence of your years as absence, but silence is not absence. It is preparation. It is gestation. It is the soil where deep roots grow unseen. Your roots, child, have grown so deep that nothing can shake you now. And this is why you're here, because a world shaking under fear and confusion needs those whose roots have grown unshakable. A world caught in constant noise needs those who have learned to hear my whisper in stillness. A world rushing after shallow pursuits needs those whose eyes see what lasts. That is you. That is why your life still pulses with purpose. The enemy has tried to convince you that silence means uselessness. He whispered, "You've been overlooked. You've been forgotten. You have nothing left to give." But that is a lie, crafted carefully to rob you of the very thing that threatens him most, your lived testimony. Do you see it now? The enemy never wastes his time on the irrelevant. He never wages war against those who pose no threat. But you have been fought fiercely your whole life. Why? Because he recognized the imprint of my hand on you. He sensed the light I placed within you. He knew that if you ever rose in full truth, your life would dismantle his schemes in the lives of others. That is why you faced resistance at every turn. That is why so many moments felt like battlefields. That is why heaviness stalked you even in your quiet years, because your presence matters more than you realized. But hear me, my child. What was meant to destroy you has failed. The fact that you are still here is victory. The fact that you are still breathing is testimony. The fact that you are still listening to my words is evidence that the enemy's hand did not succeed. You have endured betrayals that tried to break your trust, yet your trust in me stands. You have endured losses that tried to hollow your heart, yet your heart still beats with compassion. You have endured trials that tried to silence your faith, yet your faith whispers even louder now. Every wound became a well. Every scar became a story. Every night of despair became a dawn of resilience. You believed your scars made you less, but I tell you, your scars make you powerful. They are not shame. They are proof. Proof that pain was not the end. Proof that healing is real. Proof that endurance bears fruit. And your story must be told, not for your sake, but for theirs. There are souls right now on the brink of surrender who need to see that it is possible to keep going. They need to see that someone who walked through fire did not burn up, but came out carrying light. That someone is you. You wonder if your quiet life has meaning. You wonder if anyone notices. You wonder if it mattered at all. And I answer you now, it mattered more than you can see. Because the kingdom is not built on applause. It is built on lives lived in unseen faithfulness. And you, my child, have lived with faith when no one was watching. Every prayer you thought went unheard, heard. Every tear you thought went unseen, counted. Every act of kindness you thought was forgotten, recorded. Every season you thought was wasted, woven. Not a moment of your life has been empty. Not a single day has been without meaning. Not a breath has been without purpose. And now the fruit of those unseen years is ready to surface. This is not about striving to make something happen. This is about stepping into what is already prepared. The door is open before you. The invitation is clear. The only question is, will you walk through it? Stop rehearsing defeat. Stop replaying regret. Stop telling yourself the story of loss. That story is not yours anymore. You are not the one who missed it. You are not the one who was overlooked. You are not the one who is too late. You are the one who was preserved. You are the one who was chosen. You are appointed for such a time as this. Feel the stirring in your spirit right now. That warmth, that ache, that sudden sense of recognition. It is your soul remembering truth. It is your heart waking up to its original design. It is the whisper of eternity inside you saying, yes, this is who I am. This is why I am here. Do not push it away. Do not dismiss it as imagination. Do not silence it with fear. Lean into it. Allow it to rise. Let the fire you buried so long ago breathe again. You once believed in things greater than yourself. You once dreamed with a holy boldness.
You once spoke with a clarity that made others pause. Do not believe the lie that those days are gone forever. The embers remain, and now I am fanning them into flame. This flame is not small. It is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is strong, steady, unquenchable. It has been pressed but not extinguished, buried but not broken, quiet but not gone. And now it is time to shine again. The world around you may not notice at first, but those close to you will see. They will sense the shift in your eyes, the new strength in your voice, the fresh light in your spirit, and they will ask, "What has awakened in you?" And you will know. You will say, "It was never gone. It was never over. It was always within me, waiting for this season." This is the season of your rising. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders, breathe deeply of this truth. You are not done. You are not diminished. You are not disqualified. You are called, you are chosen, and you are appointed.
My precious child, there have been times when you asked yourself, why am I still here? You've seen others come and go, some younger than you, stronger than you, seemingly with more opportunities, are no longer present in this world, yet you remain. That question lingers in your thoughts. Why me? Why am I still standing when so many have fallen? The answer is not chance. The answer is not luck. The answer is not mere survival. You remain because your story is not finished. You remain because your testimony is needed. You remain because the world still requires what you carry. Every day you draw breath is evidence of purpose. Every time your heart beats, it whispers, there is still something left for you to do. Do not measure your significance by the size of crowds. Do not measure your value by the noise of recognition. For the kingdom I am building is not measured in applause, but in impact. And impact is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is one conversation that shifts a soul forever. Sometimes it is one act of kindness that saves someone from despair. Sometimes it is one word spoken at the right time that awakens life in another. And you, my child, are an instrument for such moments. You thought your quiet seasons were useless. You thought the loneliness meant abandonment. You thought the silence meant insignificance. But silence can be holy ground. Silence can be the place where roots grow. Silence can be the forge where voices are tempered to speak with power when the time comes. Now the time has come. There is a reason you endured losses others did not. There is a reason you carried burdens that seemed unfair. There is a reason you bore challenges that made no sense. Each one was shaping, molding, preparing. Each one was placing within you a depth that could not be gained otherwise. The world may celebrate quick victories, but I celebrate endurance. The world may admire beauty untouched by time, but I honor faces lined with resilience. The world may chase after youth, but I pour wisdom into those who have walked long with me. This is your gift to the world now. Not that you lived without pain, but that you lived through it. Not that you never faced despair, but that you refused to let despair win. Not that you never doubted, but that you kept holding on even when answers felt far away. This is what others need to see. They do not need a flawless model. They need a faithful witness. They need to see that weakness can become strength. They need to see that scars can carry glory. They need to see that even in the valley, there is still a shepherd who walks beside them. You are that witness. Do not underestimate what your presence communicates. The way you smile after sorrow, the way you stand after falling, the way you forgive after betrayal,
the way you still pray after unanswered prayers. These are sermons more powerful than 1,000 words. You have carried heavy loads, but you are not crushed. You have faced deep waters, but you are not drowned. You have walked through fire, but you are not consumed. Why? Because I was with you, always. And because I was with you, nothing could destroy what I placed inside you. That is what the adversary never understood. He believed he could silence you by pressing you. He believed he could end you by wounding you. He believed he could bury you by discouraging you. But every attempt only proved my sustaining power. Every wound became a testimony. Every setback became a setup. Every silence became preparation. And now your testimony is ripe. Think of the people around you, quietly wondering if they have what it takes to survive. Think of the younger generations battered by fears and anxieties the world has magnified. Think of the countless souls who feel unseen, unworthy, unwanted. They are waiting for your story. They are waiting to see that faith endures. They are waiting to learn from someone who has walked the long road and found me faithful in every season. You are that someone. You may think your words are small, but in my hands they are seeds. Seeds that will grow in the hearts of those who hear them. Seeds that will bear fruit long after your words are spoken. Seeds that will become trees of life for generations to come. You may think your actions are unnoticed, but in my eyes they are eternal. The world overlooks small kindnesses, but I record every one. The world forgets small sacrifices, but I build eternity with them. The world dismisses quiet faith, but I call it treasure. Your life has not been wasted. Your years have not been lost. Your journey has not been in vain. I tell you now, the harvest is ready. The seeds you sowed in tears are about to bloom in joy. The prayers you whispered in silence are about to be answered in ways you cannot imagine. The long nights of waiting are about to give way to a dawn brighter than you thought possible. But here is what I ask of you. Do not retreat into fear. Do not shrink back into silence. Do not let the enemy steal this moment by convincing you once again that you are too old, too tired, too late. Stand tall, speak boldly, live fully. For your time is not ending. Your time is beginning. I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned you. I have not disqualified you. I have been preparing you. I have been guarding you. I have been shaping you. And now I am releasing you. Step forward, my child. Step into the light. Step into your season. Step into the truth that has always been waiting. You are not behind. You are not beneath. You are not broken beyond repair. You are chosen. You are significant. You are ready. And the world is waiting for you to rise.
My beloved child, I see the way you carry memories like stones in your hands. Some of those memories feel too heavy to hold, yet you clutch them tightly because they have become part of how you see yourself. You replay words spoken over you, words of dismissal, words of judgment, words that cut deep. They echo in your mind at night. Not enough, too late, forgotten, overlooked. But I tell you plainly, those words were never mine. They were never the truth about you. They were weapons formed to weaken you, to make you sit quietly in shadows when you were meant to shine in light. And yet, here you are. Those words may have stung, but they did not define you. They may have wounded, but they did not win. Do you understand what that means? It means the false labels that others placed on you are powerless compared to the name I spoke over you before time began.
I have always known you, not as the world names you, but as I created you. When I look at you, I do not see what others called you. I see only what I called you. Chosen, beloved, significant, mine. For too long, you've believed the story written by others. You've let their voices grow louder than mine. But now, in this moment, I call you back to the original story, the one I wrote over you before your first breath. Think of it. Before you ever faced rejection, I had already accepted you. Before you ever tasted failure, I had already appointed you. Before you ever shed a tear, I had already collected them. Before you ever took a step, I had already marked the path. Every lie was designed to make you forget that truth, but you are remembering now. That stirring inside you is not imagination. It is your spirit recognizing who you really are. The enemy has worked tirelessly to convince you that your time is finished because he fears what will happen when you realize the truth, that your greatest impact lies ahead. He has used discouragement like chains. He has used regret like prison bars. He has used age like a final verdict. But none of these hold power against the truth of my design. You are not finished. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are rising. And every trial you endured is fuel for that rising. Every season of silence is strength for that rising. Every tear that fell is water for the seeds that are about to grow. Look at your life not as wasted years, but as sacred preparation. Look at your scars not as shame, but as stories that others desperately need to hear. Look at your quiet faith not as weakness, but as a weapon that shakes the unseen realms. You may wonder, but what can I do now? What difference can I make at this point? Hear me clearly. You do not need to perform grand acts to matter. You do not need a stage to be powerful. You do not need the world's spotlight to shine. All you need to do is live fully in the truth of who I say you are. All you need to do is speak when I nudge you, act when I guide you, love when I place someone before you. One word of encouragement from your lips can rescue someone from despair. One act of kindness from your hands can ripple farther than you imagine. One prayer whispered in secret can change the course of generations. Do not underestimate the impact of a life surrendered to me. The world counts influence by numbers, but I count it by faithfulness. And by that measure, your influence is overflowing. Child, let go of the thought that you are too small to matter. Do not look at what you lack, look at what you carry. Do not focus on what you cannot do, focus on what I can do through you. Do not keep comparing your journey to others. You are walking the exact path I prepared for you, and no one else can walk it. You have thought your delays were mistakes, but your delays were my design. You thought your waiting was punishment, but your waiting was protection. You thought your struggles disqualified you, but your struggles made you ready. You are ready. The season of silence is ending. The season of rising is beginning. And I tell you now, your years are not a curse, they are a crown. Your scars are not marks of defeat, they are medals of honor. Your weariness is not proof of weakness, it is evidence of battles fought and won. I have not wasted a single chapter of your story. Even the parts you wish you could erase are being woven into redemption. Even the choices you regret are being folded into wisdom. Even the losses that broke you are becoming the ground from which new life will grow. Do you see the beauty of it? Nothing is lost. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is beyond redemption. So stand tall, my child. Release the false names you've carried. Lay down the regrets that weigh you. Open your hands and let me place something new within them. For this is your moment. This is your season. This is the time for which you were kept alive. You will see things shift. You will see doors open. You will see people drawn to the light within you. They will ask, "How do you still stand after everything?" And you will answer, "Because I was never alone. Because I am held. Because my life is not finished." Yes, that is the truth you must carry now. You are not finished. You are just beginning. Your best days are not behind you. They are unfolding.
So rise, my beloved one. Walk forward with courage. For your story is not ending. It is just beginning. And the world is waiting for the light only you can bring.